Yeah, we'll move on then. So I think Abhinav, you had something else to say as well, like another opinion.
Oh yeah. Okay, just before I start, I am not discrediting the Invincibles. I kind of am, but I'm not discrediting them.
Notepad ready, bro.
I've had my notepad here for a while. Like,
oh my god,
I'll do anything for Van Dijk propaganda.
He's writing essays.
Yeah. In conclusion, I forgot to mention that. In conclusion, what I wanted to say was like the Invincibles were a brilliant team. Let me say that first, because I know some people think I'm like discrediting them. But if you're drawing 12 games is dropping 24 points. So I feel like if you have a lot, like if you achieving like 110 points, 105, 100 points is a big feat, because drawing 12 games that's like going into games, and if you don't win, okay, we'll just sit back or we'll take a draw. And the teams they played, like I'll have to find it, because they drew to like teams like Charlton, Fulham, Leicester, Bolton, like Everton. I could go on. So I don't think like the Invincibles are a brilliant team, but it's really difficult for me to compare them to the likes of like. No, it's not really difficult. It is pretty easy, but to like sort of like, you know, like Chelsea. I feel like the Chelsea team, which collected 95 points, was a brilliant team, and then the United treble as well, because they won a Champions League with it and an FA Cup to go with it. So that's what I'd just like to say.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Obviously.
Wait, guys, I'm getting this ready.
I think just
let's sit back and enjoy.
It could be short and sweet, and all I have to say is, yeah, it's 12 draws, but it's 0 losses. And how long have we seen teams try and get Invincibles, and they just Liverpool got close, to be fair. They get February last year, and then Watford spanked them 3-0 or something. It just shows how consistent the team is. I don't care if it's 12 draws across the season. Okay, if it's not amazing, but I think it really shows mental resolve of the team to not lose one game in a Premier League season. That's crazy.
Okay, but how do you win the Premier League?
And it won't happen again. It won't happen again.
Like, how do you measure how you win the Premier League? It's by how many points you won, right? So like say, and how do you get into top 4? It's by how many, you have to get more points than the people you're like competing against. And if you want to stay up in the Premier League, you have to get more points than the people.
Probably comes to, I'm pretty sure we probably could have, like you said, we probably did sit back some of those games, but perhaps the competition wasn't good enough. There was obviously not a need for us to go and get 90, 100 points if we were comfortable enough to get 12 draws and still comprehensively win the league. So, oh no, and you also said, like, how is a team defined by how they win the league? Yeah, of course, points is first and foremost, but also the way in which you play.
Yeah.
And the way you absolutely destroy teams is, again, unmatched. I'm not discrediting the Chelsea side or the United side or even the Liverpool sides and the Man City sides more recently. I think they're all different. That's what you got to say. But the one thing that stands apart is the 0 losses, and I think it does go down in history, and I don't think it will be repeated again. We say, oh, Man City are so good this season, they've won 21 on the bounce, but they've still lost games. So I don't know. Well, maybe come back in a couple of years when a team tries it and fails again, but no, when you got world-class players all over the pitch, and perhaps we should have won more trophies. I think we just got so invested in being invincible that maybe it kind of scarred other competitions. But I just love that 0 L's. That's just.
I had a look at it though. Like you guys had 7 games in 22 days, and you had United. They had United, Liverpool, and Newcastle in the league. Newcastle were a good team back then.
Yeah.
And they had United in the FA Cup semis, and they had Chelsea in the Champions League. So they had to sacrifice like those trophies in a way. Yeah. So that's sacrifice something. So I do get that. Yeah.
Perhaps we could have gone on a better run. That was disappointing. The Chelsea one, particularly. Wayne Bridge got the winner.
Legend. John Terry will rate him in it, but yeah.
Yeah. But Dharmesh, do you think like the Chelsea team or the United treble or the Arsenal Invincibles, which one do you think is best?
Which team? Which Chelsea team are you talking about?
The I think the one where
99 points.
they conceded like 12 or 15
Oh,
goals.
that
Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously it's great. Like I think in terms of defense, that will never be touched, or it won't be touched in a while. I think because of how well we defended. Like our back four that year and our goalkeeper as well. Like we obviously just like sat Ranieri and stuff. Got man like Jose in and stuff. Trophy Mourinho, as Nandu says. They're not anymore, but yeah, he was back then. But yeah, I don't think that'll ever be touched, and I think our side, our defense will never be. I think in terms of back four, I think that's probably one of the best back fours that you'll see in that sort of generation. Obviously, before that, we won't obviously know about. Obviously, people that are older than us will know, but in our generation, I think that's the best back four you can see, and I think that'll be remembered because that's when Jose Mourinho really stepped into the spotlight and stuff. Got his philosophy and had his experience as a manager, and then burst onto the scene. That's it. And then we only conceded 14 goals, and Abhinav, John Terry was at the back as well for that. Just like to say that as well. So
yeah, it helps when your fullbacks aren't difficult. Playing as attackers.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just how the game was back then. So in that sense, like it's like I don't really like comparing teams because, like you said, I think either you or Darius said like every team is different in the sense. Obviously, Manchester City's team currently full flow attacking. Even some of our teams we counter attacked our way to like league titles and stuff, sat back and played some good football as well. So it's quite difficult in that sense.